And we is on YouTube. What it do, man? How is everything doing? How are you guys doing, guys? It is currently 12/5/2025. It is Friday, man. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Had a wonderful week entirely. Now, this week was a little iffy on the conditions, but I still hope you guys managed that risk properly. I still hope you guys made some money this week, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful week overall. Coming into today's video, we're going to be jumping into a banger of a trade, and I'm kind of going to be breaking this down from highest time frame all the way to lowest, like I used to back when I first started this YouTube channel. I know you guys love that type of content when I fully break it down from highest to lowest. Exactly why did I press the button today? Now, coming into today, we did participate in 30-minute power of 3. I'm going to be covering this, how I was able to profit off of 93 handles and technically 93 and a half handles all the way up into the higher time frame completion for our 4-hour market maker buy model, something I've been speaking about for technically 2 weeks now. All right, now before we even hop into this, you guys know, if you guys are new to my YouTube channel, link in description, join my 100% free Discord server. Collectors Club is growing and more every single day. 1 month ago we had little to none members, and now today, bang, we're at like 800 members. Okay, guys, so we're pushing bigger numbers every single day. I give Snowski outlooks, I get free weekly calls, I get free content under Snowski content almost every single week. Join that shit, don't miss out on it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let's hop into today's study. Now, regarding to highest time frame to lowest, breaking down today's trade, you guys understand that today was TGIF. Now, regarding TGIF, what does this mean? TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday, old ICT concept that I used to teach back in his core content and 2024 mentorship, regarding how in a range of a current week, if it is very one-sided, and this week, even though it was very consolidative, we still had a bullish week. Now, I apologize in advance. There are people outside doing like yard work and shit, which is confusing since it is literally December and it's cold as shit where I live. I don't want to remake this video, so my apologies for that. But coming into the higher time frame, TGIF, if it's one ranged week, we tend to see a 20-30% retracement coming into Friday's price. Now, for specifics on what time this may occur, all gives into the given cycle of the day. But regards to narrative, what was I looking for in the entire week that we were participating in is the buy side of the curve in our entire market maker model. As you could see, for the last 4 weeks, we've been sitting in a high time frame, 4-week duration market maker buy model. We have original consolidation, first stage, second stage reaccumulation, smart money reversal, low risk buy, first stage, second stage, unicorn. So we completed the entire buy side of the curve coming into today's prices. Now, today, I'm not going to lie, out of the entire week, I did do very well on Monday. But out of the entire week of this consolidative price that we've been getting, a lot of high resistance prices that we have been getting. I know a lot of people have been trying to manage their risk properly this week, such as myself. I actually took 2 days where I did not press a button simply because of the conditions. Today was beautiful. Today was S tier on the entire just narrative, the entire liquidity runs that we were getting. No wicking back and forth, no overlapping, just straight shot. It was beautiful. So coming into today for the TGIF, we had a 30% retracement. As you can see, pop up my 5-minute. Let's actually do it 1 hour. It's going to be a lot easier for you guys. As you can see, 30% retracement. That's exactly what we had coming into today. Actually, like very early, like 8:39-ish in the morning. That's when we got our 30% retracement of the entire given weekly range. So anticipating that the 30% retracement was hit, obviously our draw on liquidity was the original consolidation high all the way back here. Simply seeing that the end of the week was coming up, 30% TGIF was already hit. The likelihood of us going any lower than this in a bullish week is very unlikely. So the chances of us spooling for higher highs, very anticipated, right? All we're looking for is now signatures of this in such as quarterly theory, cracking correlations. Now at the very low, as you can see looking over to the right, YM put a lower body of our previous day's lowest low. So at this time, when the 30% retracement was hit, we had a hidden SSMT on our weekly cycles, and this was refining our narrative for the bullish distribution that we were expecting in the day, right? I break down every single day. XAMD or AMDX is what the profile is going to give us. Breaking all the way down from 18, which is technically Asia, we had expansion in Q1, accumulation in 2, and obviously being morning open, we dipped down and manipulated. The manipulation is always going to be confirmed by quarterly theory, which I talk about every single time. It's high time frame cracking correlations of such, right? Today we had a hidden SSMT on our weekly cycle. Once the manipulation occurred, taking out the low of the day, slapping 30% of our weekly TGIF retracement. Understanding this, obviously distribution is going to be after this. In an AMD model, you have to understand whatever manipulation is, distribution tends to be 2x this. If manipulation all the way from the high was 173 handles, we're anticipating that 173 times 2 is likely. So just breaking this down, right? 170, for example, times 2 would be 2, 3, if I'm not mistaken, 340. Okay, 340. Well, we almost got there, right? We're not far off. We did 289 handles. So almost 2x the manipulation, but our draw on liquidity mainly was the original consolidation high from the original consolidation during our sell side of the curve. And then the buy side of the curve was going to complete that given our week, right? Our weekly power 3 was going to anticipate higher prices, seeing that we were in an open, low, high, close week, and that's exactly what I was looking for coming into today. So we had the weekly cycle hidden SSMT, bullish narrative 30% already hit. Coming down into the 5-minute, what did I see? Off morning open, we ripped up immediately, but what was I looking for in signatures of price as in a bullish run? Obviously, you guys know I do not like to buy in a premium, but at the time, we were only just edged above a premium. Now, in a sense that we were in a premium when I pressed the button, the damage was done in a discount. Now, what exactly was the damage that I was referring to? We had a 5-minute SMTF. As you can see, looking over at YM, there was no gap at all. No gap on YM. ES and NASDAQ came down into the second fair value gap, which is considered an institutional order flow entry drill, something I teach a lot, which is also addition to a 5-minute PSP, as we see right here. So we have two 5-minute cracking correlations. We have our 5-minute SMTF IOFED, and we also have our 5-minute PSP in a discount. On top of the fact that we already have our weekly cycle hidden SSMT, and 30% of TGIF was already achieved. So realistically speaking, the only clear draw on liquidity here is longs, right? Because there's nothing telling us in the market bearish. You have to look at both sides of the market and understand what side of the market has bullish sensitivity and which side of the market has bearish sensitivity, right? Which one's stronger, anticipating a larger run. And at the time, let's just peep over at the 15-minute. Well, everything off morning open, bearish wise, got broken pretty much. So there's no bearish cracking correlations, but there are bullish cracking correlations on top of the fact that the narrative for the given week, the original consolidation high, has not been hit yet. Friday, TGIF already hit. The likelihood of this being AMD, well, you can see that's exactly what played out, right? And this is just a slight expansion back into the range for the weekly power of 3. But in my opinion, today was probably the best day of the week. It was beautiful. Guys, when I woke up this morning, I was tired as shit. I was so tired. My eyes weren't even open all the way. But when I opened up the chart after I got some coffee and I just analyzed it real quick, I immediately knew what the market wanted to do. That's how clear it was to me. 5-minute PSP, 5-minute SMTF IOFED. We had a 1-minute PRC, which is, in your case, you can, I guess, call a order block. And then the second we displaced through that and we had a breakaway gap, as you can see, the gap was never filled. Well, this is all bullish sensitivity to us, on top of the fact that first presented gets inverted, right? So we invalidated to go any shorter, and we actually inversed it to send price higher. That is all the signatures and price that I needed. Seriously, that is it. Okay? Understand that pre-market did the damage. Weekly cycle, hidden SSMT, 30% retracement. Draw on liquidity for the day is the original consolidation highs. There's really only one place it needs to go, and that is bullish. All the bearish cracking correlations were broken off of rip. Understanding we're now looking for signatures in price that could push us higher. Okay, and that's where the 5-minute and the 1-minute came in handy, right? IOFED, breakaway gap, inversed bearish gaps, SMTF, PSP, PRC, all of these concepts, they might be confusing, but they're signatures and price to send either bullish or bearish sensitivity. That is how we understand cracking correlations in the market. Cracking correlations means the markets are shifting, they're desynchronizing, and now they're a potential reversal point. This reversal point was easily what I was looking for. Now, this was 30-minute power of 3 in the thought of we did have a devil's mark for our 930 candle. As you can see, we had zero given manipulation underneath our 930 opening price. And in order to anticipate higher prices, well, that devil's mark was a key draw on liquidity. As you can see, we purged a lower low underneath the 930 opening price during 941. So realistically, this pump right here was kind of like our Judas in a sense. This initial pump up, kind of people were just chasing this. This is nothing you really want to trade. Is understanding any given power 3 intraday or higher time frame will always have a given manipulation and confirmed by cracking correlation. You can see underneath the 930 opening price, we put that manipulation in, giving us 5-minute SMTF and 5-minute PSP. And the immediate reaction away from it and closing up, almost like a shift in market structure, the second we see that in price, that's immediately what we want to see as a bullish sensitivity, like cracking correlation in a sense, right? That's the signature in price that we want to see. Okay, 1-minute PRC, breakaway gap. This breakaway gap confirmed everything. This is why I pressed the button right here and not over here. This breakaway gap not being hit was exactly the signature I needed in price, because breakaway gaps confirm bullish and bearish sensitivity, and this was just S tier to me. It really was. I've been calling about this for so long. You guys can even look, right? The TGIF, I called this 9 a.m. Okay, I said, good morning, this is my inner circle for reference. TGIF 20-30% retracement achieved. Looking for any signs of bullish cracking correlations in regards to MMBM completing today. That's the original consolidation high. That was my draw on liquidity. This is the picture I sent out. We were all the way down here at 30% retracement. This is down here. While we were down here, I called that we were going to get up here. That's how confident I was. Because you guys have to understand, the markets are algorithmic, right? They're going to be moving based off of time and price. And when time and price aligns, that's when they afford you the best entries given yourself, right? You pressing buy or short. In regards to that, I understood algorithmically those original consolidation highs were getting completed today. Now, I'm not going to be diving super deep into why, only because that's for my private students, but all you got to know, this shit, like, I called it. I did. You know, a lot of people know that I've been calling this shit for a while. I called the same thing with our high time frame market maker sell model, right? Not everyone thought this low was going to get taken. I knew that shit was going to get taken. And now a lot of information I speak about why is in the private mentorship. I apologize, but guys, I hope you guys learned something today. I hope you guys had a wonderful trading day and actually made some bread today, because today was beautiful. S tier in my opinion. I loved it. I got on. I was tired of shit. Pressed the button, made some money, got off. Awesome. Awesome. But guys, I hope you guys made some money. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week and have a wonderful next week. But you guys know I'm going to say it. As always, I'll see you guys at the top. Peace out.